I don't know how you got it, but you got the number. So she's probably at least a little bit interested, something. So for you to like make her more interested, I'm gonna tell you some stuff that you should do when texting her. Because I get guys that come to me and they give me their number, and then when they start texting, it's just stale. And I'm like, yeah, and then I lose interest. So let's see what I think you should do. It's my opinion, and it depends on the women you're talking to. So hopefully that works for you. We all said that communication is key, and texting is, I think, an easy way to communicate with like being a little detached, with like planning a little more what you're gonna say. You know, I think it's a lot easier now that we can text, because over the phone you would be fucking up like real quick, while on text messages you have time to think, time to strategize, and I think overall make it better. Again, what you have to put in your head is that everybody wants the chase. Women want to chase a guy. So you gotta make yourself look like you're the prize. So you got that girl's phone number.
So y'all see, she's saying the same stuff we've been talking about, guys. You know what I mean? Women love to chase. It's just that initial point of you getting her attracted to you. And a lot of you fellas, you mess up with texting instead of maybe calling first. But the way things are going now, a lot of women just prefer to text. You can even text her and ask her, you know, if she's free to speak. But let's just keep in mind, the phone, whether it be texting or whether it be calling, is just for setting up dates. It's just for setting up the next time that you're going to see her. You will mess up a lot of times with texting back and forth, trying to gain. You can't gain her interest really by texting. And if you talk to her too much or text her or reveal too much of yourself, you take out the mystery. So let's just keep that in mind.
And now you're like, should I text, should I not? It's up to you, I feel. You can text first, but if she texts you first, it's a little better. So maybe sometime you want to wait a little bit and hope that she's going to text. Let's say she does.
And if she has your number, she texts you first, that shows a high level of interest at the end of the day. She's really interested in you, which is a plus. So only you can mess it up at this point.
Text you like, hey, what's up? Whatever she texts. Do not, I say, do not respond right away. I know we're playing games over here and everybody is not ready to play games. Some women.
Now, once again, that's based upon the situation. So if you just got through, you just got her number, or you gave her your number, and she texts you right after that, she knows that most likely you just left here, or like if y'all just went on a date or whatever, you were out and about. She just texted you. She knows that you're not occupied. I mean, you could be on the phone, but really at the end of the day, she knows that you're not occupied. It's not to say just jump right on it. But all that waiting, a lot of times, that's just if you haven't heard anything and you're just trying to build up the mystique, build up the mystery. But if you guys are just coming from someplace and she texts you, don't sit there and just be like, you know, because you could smash that same night. Whatever could happen at that point. You make yourself look corny a lot of times by just waiting. So it's just depending on the situation.
Men won't like that. And that I think most women play games. So you want a woman, you gotta get with it a little bit. And again, you gotta read your women. You gotta see what type of woman she is. Is she the type of woman that's gonna play game, or is she the one that's gonna be straight to the point? So if she's gonna be the type of woman that wanna play game and you wanna go that route and still pursue her, when she texts you, do not respond right away. I'm sure you're at home, you're doing something, right? You're working on yourself. You're maybe, I don't know, maybe you're playing video games. Even if you're not working on yourself, you're playing, you see the text, don't stop playing a video game. Keep playing. Once you're done, maybe you'll respond. Or you were about to eat. Don't stop eating to just like answer the message. Keep eating, keep going on with your life.
Now, in a case like that, it's understandable. But always remember, if a woman's reaching out to you, that means that most of the time she wants to see you. She wants to link up with you in one way, shape, or form. She's not going to come out and ask you a lot of times unless she has an extremely high interest. But she's reaching out to you for you basically to ask her out.
If you're out with your friends, do not respond. You're out with your friends, you're busy. You know, you got to let them feel like, oh, he's busy. You gotta let women wonder Why is it taking so long to answer? Because, women are going to think you're supposed, because there is rules, you're supposed to respond in like 5-15 minutes. If you take longer, then the mind is going to start wondering, so what is he doing? Does he really like me? Is he with another bitch? Is he really busy, or is he ignoring me? Is he sleeping? They're just going to start wondering. And then, so I would say 30 minutes to an hour. The hour is better, I think, on the initial text. Oh, disclaimer, do not have your messages with like the unread, like where they can see that you read the message, because right there, if you open the message and you didn't respond, they're going to be like, oh, he's playing. So don't. Just have it like on delivered. So she doesn't know. She knows you received it, but she doesn't know if you read it. Now, after the hour mark, we'll say if you were able to handle yourself and not just jump on the text, oh my God, you texted me, Once you respond an hour later, when she received the message, your message is more valuable. Because you know how many, especially if she's a pretty girl, you know how many men text her? Probably a lot. And as soon as she texts, they probably text her back. So just like by you being different, your value just went up. And that has nothing to do with looks or anything. It's just women want to be desired. So if you show her something different that other dudes don't do, she's going to start wondering, wait, is he busy? He's not up.
And Corey Wayne talks about this in the 3% Man. If you guys haven't read that, make sure you guys check that out. She has to wonder about you. You can't be like every other dude who basically, most dudes say wait a day, wait 2 days, so on and so forth. It just depends on the situation. But at the end of the day, with these situations, you have to build up that mystery, that mystique. She has to wonder about you. But if you guys are just meeting, like I said, a lot of guys may be texting her. Just give it a minute.
He's not stopping what he's doing to talk to me. What? They're not gonna like that. So therefore, because they're not gonna like that, they're gonna want you more, because they feel like, oh, he has value. Maybe he's really doing something. Maybe he's not thirsty for me. Now she's gonna feel like she gotta do some work, because now she don't feel like she's the prize. She feels like, I need to chase him. I need him. There's something about him, because he's not thirsty like these other dudes.
And that's the only way it's really going to work, is if that power exchange occurs and she ends up chasing you, where she develops this interest in you. That's the only way it's really going to work.
So right there, just by not responding right away or not jumping on your phone, you just differentiate, if you know what I just said. I'm going to put a caption for that one. You just differentiate yourself from other people. Right there, you're winning by not even doing anything. Right there, you're like on the top of the list because you didn't respond right away. Do not be stressed about during the time that you're not responding. First of all, you shouldn't be stressed because you're really doing something else. And then you shouldn't be stressed thinking, oh, she's gonna be mad, she's gonna forget about me. No, she's not thinking none of that. Actually, she's thinking more about you, because she's like, why is still not responding? She's going crazy over there while you're just playing video games, you're just eating, so yes, that works in your favor. After you break the first message, when you finally responded, if she responds back, don't do the hour again, because now you're maxing it. And she's just, especially if she's attractive, she's gonna feel like, okay, now he's playing games because he took an hour to respond, then every text is an hour, so he's probably not interested, he's not serious, so that might work against you. So just, I think 5 to 10 minutes in between each text, after the initial hour wait, is cool. I think it is different depending on the type of women you're dealing with. Like for women that's interested in you, that's really interested in you, and she's like, I don't know, a 7 or an 8. If you play those games with her, it's gonna be a turn off, because she'll be like, yo, look at me, he's playing games, he's not responding, he's not available, I'm good. That's gonna turn her off. But with regular girls, or girls who don't really know their value in a way, that's gonna work. You can make her wait. So one of the biggest rule in the texting game is do not double text. Double text, sometimes you might send.
Never double text. Don't ever double text. If she doesn't respond to you, you just take, you may be thinking, and a lot of guys get neurotic. Oh, maybe she didn't get the text. Or, no, she got the text. She got your text. Trust me. Maybe, I had to do something. Maybe I said something wrong. Maybe I need to apologize. Let her get back to you on her own time. You just have to give it a while sometimes. And if she doesn't respond, then you move on to the next one. That's why it's so important to have something going on, to have something to do, to be dealing with. And you ladies can get mad all you want. You need to have multiple women. That way you're not just stuck on this one woman and whether she's going to text you back or not. She's got stuff going on. You need to have stuff going on. If she texts you back, cool. If not, that's cool too. Keep it moving. Don't ever double text though.
A text or two just because you made a mistake or you're trying to explain exactly what you're saying. That's fine. But do not double text because she didn't respond and then you're saying another thing just for her to respond. No, if she's not responding, do not over pursue, because the person that you're going to over pursue is going to look at you as somebody that's lower than her and she's not going to be that interested. Because again, if you over pursue, if you over text, that means you don't have options and you're stuck on me and you need to get me because you don't have other people to go after. And that shows how thirsty you are for me. Turn off for women.
Right.
Also, if a woman take a long time to respond to you, do not ever mention, oh, you take long, or be butthurt over it, because
don't ever do that. Don't ever bring that up. Don't ever say you taking a while. If you go on a date with her and she flakes on you, or she says that she was going to call you back, don't ever bring that up. Just keep it moving. Just know better next time. And she needs to make it up to you. Because that makes you look, that's a quick turn off for a woman.
To her, again, turn off. Not saying that she's right. I'm just telling you, it's going to be a turn off if you're complaining about how long she takes to respond. Okay, so what to text? That's the important part. After I'm done sweating. That's the important part, to know what to text, because you waited and now your value is high just because you didn't fucking text. But okay, your value is high. Never set a date on the initial text. You gotta do a little back and forth. You gotta be a little mysterious. Don't really be so thirsty to see her as soon as the first text that you send, because that means you're thirsty. Again, I know it's terrible. You cannot show that you're too thirsty. You see that? The fact that you're not asking her out as soon as you start texting her, she's gonna maybe push you to ask her out. So eventually, yes, ask her out. It's normal. Also, while you're texting, I think you should show personality. You should show that you're funny, but always have something important to say. Not important that's gonna cure something. I'm not saying important like this, but always text with a purpose. You can send her a text. Hey, just checking on you. I hope today will be a productive day for you. Don't ask her a question, because
don't do that. She getting 100 other text messages like that. Good morning, beautiful. Hope you have a beautiful day. Hope you have a productive day. Do not go with all that other stuff. That comes with relationships, and even then, you don't need to be doing that all the time. That's just too much validation at the end of the day. Do not do that. Nah.
When you ask too many questions, you'll become kind of needy in a way, because you need responses. Right there, you send her a text, she's gonna think, okay.
And I know you guys are probably watching this video man, I can't do this, can't do that, can't do this. Bro, it's just the way it is. When women text, we as guys, we let a whole lot of stuff slide. As far as women, what they can do, they can mess up, they can say the wrong thing, but you say the wrong thing, and especially initially, she's a 7, 8, or 9, you can turn her off just by saying the wrong thing, texting too much, whatever. You know what I mean? It's just like that, and it's just this is a science. I don't, I'm overthinking it. Hey, man, that's why you just gotta have multiple. It's a numbers game, guys. It's a numbers game.
He's thinking about me, and you don't need a response for it. Most likely she'll respond. The rule, I think, if you initiate a text on Monday morning, and she responds, say, oh, have a productive day, you too. Like at night, do not text her to be like, so was your day productive? How was your day? Do not engage. Let her reach back out to you maybe on Tuesday. Maybe she'll tell you, hey, good morning, have a good day. But if she hasn't like texted you back from that, not texted you back, but like if she hasn't initiated the next thread of text, don't do it. Just wait. Just sit back and relax and text other people. Actually, do work on your shit. And Tuesday come around, she hasn't texted. Don't stress it. She's gonna text. Let her. You do not double initiate. The same as you do not double text. She needs to play her part, and she needs to actually show some interest too, because it's gonna be a relationship or like something you guys coming together. So do not do all the work, because then she's gonna feel like she doesn't have to work at all. And again, I keep on repeating that today, but again, do not come off as thirsty. You got shit.
I mean, there's a rule of thumb. I get what she's saying, but there's also a rule of thumb. Some guys, after the first time, that's why it's so important, after the BS going back and forth, just like serving, with tennis. You serve it over the net, the other person has to serve it back. There's a rule of thumb where you just reach out twice. The first time she shoots you down, give it a week. Hit her up again. If you don't hear from her, in between time, hit her up again. She shoots you down again, then you just dead it. You don't need to be wasting any more time on a woman who doesn't have any interest in you and is not reciprocating any interest at the end of the day.
Do. Not only with women, you just got other shit to do. And you don't got time to waste with somebody that's not initiating a text or checking on you or nothing. Something that I realized is that women fall in love with uncertainty. They don't like to know exactly what's gonna happen.
They love uncertainty. It's a scientific fact that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear.
I'm gonna fall in love with you because you're, what's the word?
If she knows she has you, she loses pretty much all interest in you. She wants that challenge, that uncertainty, that living on the edge. Women want to live on the edge.
You are spontaneous. That's what they're looking for. They never know what's gonna happen with you. They're always on their toes, making sure like, you can leave me tomorrow. If they feel like they can lose you at any time, that's when they're gonna give you the most respect, because they want you to stay. Also, I believe that you should ask her, like when you want to finally set a date to meet, you should ask her, what are your availabilities this weekend? Because if you tell her, for example, hey, let's meet up Friday, and she said, I can't Friday, can you do Saturday? And then you're like, oh yeah, I can do Saturday. It means that Friday night you had nothing going on, and Saturday night you had nothing going on. No, it's better to ask her availability, so she's gonna tell you what day she has free, and then you guys just meet up. But
spot on. Always ask her availability. What's her schedule looking like, and y'all compare notes, and then you go from there.
If you tell her when can we hang, she might be vague. She might be like, I might be available. When girls say I might be able to do Friday, ask her what might means. Might, question mark. And then most of the time they're like, okay, I can do it. Like, it's just they're playing the game. Yeah. And I know, again, you gotta play a little depending on the women you're dealing with. And also the fact that you don't seem as available, because it's like you're asking her what your availability is, so maybe you can switch your schedule around. Even if we know you had nothing going on, you can switch your schedule around to see her. It makes your value stay up. As long as your value stay up, she's gonna want you. Once it starts going down, the respect is gonna go, the want is gonna go down, the need for you is gonna go down, and then eventually, like my hand is doing, is gonna disappear, and she's gonna disappear. Also, before asking her to hang out, I feel like it should be maybe a back and forth of like about 10 texts. So she needs to know that you guys are not buddy-buddy. We're not becoming friends. We're trying to pursue a relationship or a
Exactly. And I guess what she means by 10 text messages, that just means in a session, if you will. Not just like 10 days you texting, 10 sessions, just one session. You know what I mean? And like she said, you don't want to give her that thing that, friend zone, or you're her male girlfriend, or if you will. Nah, you don't want to present any type of friend zone thing. And if she even gets the itch of that and tries to treat you as such and doesn't want to go on a date, just let her know these are my intentions. My intentions for you are romantic at the end of the day, and let that be that.
Romantic relationship, so do not like just talk just to talk. I know people want to say, oh, you got to get to know each other. No, we'll get to know each other when we see each other. Through the text, it's really like, hey, have a good day, this and that, but it's not as much to talk about how I am, what I expect in a woman, or none of that. You'll talk to her about that when you see her. The texting is really like just for business, really. I'm talking in the first day, you're gonna talk to her about other shit. When you first start talking, text message are for business purposes. You're using text messages to end up seeing her. That's pretty much the point of texting at this point. Something that women really like and that they won't admit is that they want to be directed. You gotta tell her where we're going, what we're gonna do. I can pick you up at this time. Tell her. Sometimes don't even bother asking. Just tell her. And if she has a complaint about it, she'll tell you, oh, I can't do that time. Let's do this. And you're like, okay, let's.
That's what she's looking for. You gotta, as a man, you have to provide direction. You have to provide the purpose. You have to provide overall what's going on. Don't be asking her out, then look for her to make the decision on where she wants to go at. I mean, it's cool to discuss things in conversation, but she's looking for you to lead the way. You're the man. It's not the other way around.
See, and then you come back and you're like, okay, that's possible. But you gotta take initiative. You gotta tell her, you gotta show her that you're gonna be the one leading, you're gonna be the one deciding, and she's just gonna follow. Even if I say text mean business in the first place, you can still show your personality until you see her, and then the text thing is gonna be a little different. But until then, don't over text, don't just talk about your whole life and all that you've been through. And no, we don't care. Because
Women don't care about that. Don't talk about yourself. The conversation should be 70% about her. You got to leave some mystery to it. That's why I say none of that stuff should be discussed on the text message. What you like and things like that is cool, and where you from, all that stuff. But you really get to know someone face to face. And at the end of the day, you let her talk. You let her talk about herself. That's what it's about. Not the other way around. You don't discuss old girlfriends and your heart being broken, all this BS, because that's a turn off for her as well. You just want to let her talk and engage her. You command the conversation by asking questions.
I don't care to text you the whole time until we meet, because I need to meet you, sit down with you, whatever we're doing, eating or whatever. I need to see if I want to get to know you. Because all the texting you're doing right now, I don't even know if I like you in person as much. So you're kind of wasting my time, and you're wasting your time texting me all of this that I might not even fucking want to hear, because I don't want to be with you at the end of the day. So save all of that, meet her first, and then we'll get back to it. All right? Seriously. So anyways, that was it. I hope this video helps about how to text a girl.